try another example. All right, so let's try this question out. So solve 2x minus 1 over 3 minus 3x minus 1 over 4 is equal to 1. Let me repeat that again. Solve 2x minus 1 over 3 minus 3x minus 1 over 4 is equal to 1. Okay, so now let's attempt this question. Now, there are fractions. The expression at the left are actually fractions that are subtracting themselves. So what we're going to do now is to find the LCM. Very, very important. So let's just find the LCM first. Now, in another video I taught about LCM. You see if there are videos about LCM. So you watch that video, get full grasp on what LCM is. Lowest common multiple. HCF is highest common factor, and how it can be derived from numbers. So in this case, now we have two numbers to consider. We have 3, we have 4. So we have to find the LCM of 3 and 4. Now, if you're to solve for the LCM of 3 and 4, you're going to get 12 as the LCM. So since 12 is the LCM, what we need to do now is to multiply both sides of the equation by 12. I've explained already that for any equation, whatever you do, to the left-hand side of the equation, you must do to the right-hand side of the equation. In this case, we are expected to multiply both sides of this equation by 12. If you multiply by 12, at the left-hand side, you have to make sure the 12 multiplies the fractions individually. And the right-hand side, it multiplies the number that is left there. So 12 times 1 at the right-hand side is 12. So all through at the right-hand side is what 12 you're going to be having standing there waiting for us. So the major work is at the left-hand side because that's where a lot's happening. Okay, so if you multiply, now you have 2x minus 1 over 4. No, 2x minus 1 over 3, right? So then we have minus 3x minus 1 over 4. So for that 2x minus 1 over 3, remember you're multiplying by 12. So that 3 will cancel that 12, you have 4. So what you'll now be having over there now is 4, open bracket, 2x minus 1, close bracket. Now for the second one, you have 4 is going to cancel out 12. Don't forget there's a minus sign there. So it's now what? Minus 3. Yes, it's now minus 3. There was a minus sign there. Remember, the question says minus. So there's a minus sign at the middle there because the fractions are subtracting themselves. So you now have what? Minus 3 there. In open bracket, you have 3x minus 1, close bracket. So our expression, our mathematical statements will now be 4, open bracket, 2x minus 1, close bracket, minus 3, open bracket. Then you have what? 3x. Then you have what? Minus 1, close bracket. Is equal to 12. Okay. Okay. Good. So with this statement now, we can now proceed to the next statement. Yeah. So here you have your 4x. 4 times 2x is going to give you 8x. Yeah. 4 times 2x will give you 8x. Now 4 times minus 1 is going to give you minus 4. Fine. Now you're done with that bracket. It's open now. So you have 8x minus 4. Beautiful. Okay. Now let's check the second bracket. We have minus 3, open bracket. We have 3x minus 1. So minus 3 times 3x will give you minus 9x. Then minus 3 times minus 1 is going to give you plus 3. Minus times minus is plus in mathematics. Please note it. Minus times minus gives you plus. Plus times plus gives you plus. Minus times plus gives you minus. Plus times minus gives you what? Minus. Take note of that. There's a video on that. You can check. All right. I've done a video on that. You can check. All right. You know this, then it's very good. If you know this particular sign, how the sign works, it's awesome. You're going to be very good. It's going to help you. So you just note it. Just note it. Once the signs are the same, you have plus. If they are not the same, it's negative. It's that simple. All right? Okay. So you have your 12 at the right-hand side. Now you've been able to get this simple statement. 8x minus 4 minus 9x plus 3. 8x minus 4 minus 9x plus 3 is equal to what? 12. Okay, so collecting like terms now, we have what? 8x minus 9x. Then we now have minus 4 plus 3. Now, 8x minus 9x is minus x. Plus 4, minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. So, our statement will now look this way. Now, minus x minus 1 is equal to 12. Now, that minus 1 will have to leave minus x alone and go and meet 12, because minus 1 and 12, they are like terms. So, minus 1 will now go to 12, and it will now change to what? Plus 1. Okay, so your 12 minus 1 will now, your 12 plus 1 will now give you 13, because it's plus, it's not minus any longer. All right? Okay, now listen to this closely. All right? You have your minus x at the left-hand side. Your minus 1 has moved over to the right-hand side to meet 12, and that minus 1 has changed to plus 1. Your 12 plus 1 is what? 13. But at the left-hand side, you have minus x. You cannot end this question this way. Your x must not be in negative form. It must be positive. You can't find x this way. So x is yet to be found. So you have to make sure the negative sign disappears. So how do you do that? How can you actually make the negative sign to disappear? You have to divide both sides by what? By minus 1. Because actually what you're seeing there is not just minus x, it's minus 1x. All right, but the 1 is what? Invisible. Like I've told you, it's invisible in mathematics. So you have minus x over minus 1 is equal to what? 13 over minus 1. Okay, at the left-hand side now we have x left. Because the minus will strike out the minus, the 1 will strike out the 1. You have x left. But at the right-hand side now you have what? You have minus 13, because minus 13 over 1, 13 over minus 1 is the same thing as minus 13 over 1. So eventually that will give you minus 13. So your x, which is the final answer, is what? Minus 13. Simple.